any human guidance and hold on to the divine guidance even at the hardest times, when there is so much temptation to join other groups, but you hold on to the correct path. Now this is a test. That's number one. Number two is that during the presence of so many divisions, so many groups and understandings and methodologies, it's a time of confusion and bewilderment, and that's also another aspect of fitna. And another thing as well is in their search for the truth and in their commitment to hold on to the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, the true believers will be strengthened and their iman will increase during these tests and this confusion. So the very basic three meanings of the word fitna are strongly present in the issue of division.
Subhanallah. So you said that, of course, that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam describes this age as the age of fitna, the age of bewilderment and confusion, and clearly we see that before us today.
Yes.
Now, what about in the time of the early generations, or the time of Sahaba? Was fitna present then? Because a lot of people, we look back at those times obviously with our hearts full of iman, and sometimes we can't, we don't accept, or our hearts won't accept the fact that perhaps maybe there was some confusion there.
Well, basically the level of fitna there was very minimal, especially after Islam has gained dominance. When Islam dominated the Arabian Peninsula, the Prophet ﷺ was there, and it was evident that Islam took over, and the clear signs of Islam were evident to everyone around. So that was the minimal level, or at that time the fitna reached a minimal level.
So at the time of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the fitna between the ummah, or the fitna of division in the ummah, was not even there. It
was non-existent,
because they were all obviously around Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That's it. The ummah was upon the guidance of the Prophet sallallahu, no division.
Subhanallah. But after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we see things taking a different turn, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought different tests for the ummah. What happened there?
Yes, well, there are different tests, but we will try to stick to the test that really, or the fitna that has to do with division. So we
yeah, because this is the way we want to.
Yeah, definitely. We have to control our discussion of the word fitna. Basically, the companions remained upon the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam during his life, during the caliphate of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, and during the caliphate of Umar ibn al-Khattab. The companions remained upon the same way. There was no division whatsoever. Divisions only came into play during the Khilafah of Uthman ibn Affan. And actually the Prophet ﷺ foretold that. He told the companions about that. And there's a very interesting story between Umar ibn al-Khattab and Hudayfa ibn al-Yaman. When Umar al-Khattab was the Khalifa, was the Caliph of the Muslims, they were sitting together. He used to sit with the scholars among the companions, the most knowledgeable, and the tabi'een. So Umar al-Khattab knows that Hudayfa is the specialist in the time of fitna. He has all the ahadith about the fitna, because he specifically asked the Prophet ﷺ about them.
Subhanallah.
He used to say, he said, I used to ask the Prophet ﷺ about the evil, and people used to ask him about the good. He said, I used to ask him about the evil because I was fearful that when evil comes, I won't be equipped. So I wanted to have enough knowledge about it, so when it comes, I know how to deal with it.
Which has also got very important implications for us today, just that very statement.
Definitely, and this is why, one of the great scholars of Islam, Abu Sham al-Maqdisi, he wrote a very famous book. It's called Al-Bida' wal-Nahy anha. He was from Andalus, from Spain, and this great scholar, he said, if I were the Imam or the Amir of the Muslims, the leader of the Muslims, I would appoint in every masjid a person teaching them the understanding of intention and things like that. One of our present scholars, great scholars of our time, he's one of my teachers actually, he said, if I were the Amir, I would appoint in every masjid a person teaching the general public the ahadith concerning fitna, in which we live today. So just the story of Umar ibn al-Khattab and Hudayfa. Umar al-Khattab was trying to get Hudayfa to speak, because Hudayfa won't speak most of the time unless you push him to do that. So Umar al-Khattab said, who among you knows the hadith of the fitna? Hudayfa said, well, the fitna of a person means the test of a person with his wife and his children and his wealth, this can be expiated. You know, just love, more inclination to wife and wealth and money could be expiated with prayer and fast and good deeds. Umar said, I'm not asking about this. I'm asking about the fitna. It is just like the incessant waves of tsunami.
Subhanallah.
أسأل عن الفتنة التي تموج موج البحر. I'm asking you about the scary fitna that is so angry, that is so outrageous, just like the huge oceans, gigantic oceans of waves of the ocean.
Okay, Sheikh, going to have to stop you there. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back after it to finish the story that Sheikh Mutassim has been telling us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.